Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over how to make this beautiful shell stitch scarf. Now this particular one is made into an infinity scarf, but for this tutorial we're just going to do a regular scarf. Now in my last video we made the shell stitch beanie. Today we're just going to go over and learn how to do it in a scarf. It's very simple. This pattern will probably take you, depending on the size of your scarf that you would like, could take you anywhere from 1 day to 2 days. Depends on how fast, how slow, what kind of time you have. But it is very easy to do. Once you get the foundation chain and the starting chain done, it's very easy. You don't need to count rows, count stitches. You can just sit down, watch a movie, and start crocheting your scarf. So for this scarf, I am using the Lion brand Mandala yarn, right there. These are the colors. It's beautiful purples with pink in the middle, cream, some lavender colors, and then move my camera, and then a bright pink. This ball of yarn in this ball there are 590 yards. It is 100% acrylic yarn. It's a size 3 lightweight yarn. Now you don't have to use a number 3 lightweight. You can use a worsted number 4 weight. It just depends on your personal preference. I like this one because it's nice and soft, and I think it would be nice for a nice fall scarf, or even a springtime. I know it's getting to those colder weathers, so everyone's going to start whipping out all of their scarves. For this project, we will need some yarn needles, a pair of scissors, any old scissors that you have, and I will be using a size 5mm or an H hook. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to begin by making our slip knot. You can make your slip knot whichever way you prefer. Now, to start our foundation chain, this project for this shell stitch, it is worked in multiples of 6 plus 1. So for me, or for what I did here on this one right here, let's get this color. As you can see, there are 3 shells in each row. So for each shell, it's going to take 6 stitches to make. So my foundation shade for this scarf right here was 18 plus 1, so a total of 9 chains. You can adjust this, you can make it as wide or as thin as you want, but I'm going to make one just like this. So we are going to start by chaining 18 stitches and then 1 plus 1, so 19 stitches. So go ahead and do that. Make your 18 chains and then plus 1, so a total of 19 chains. Okay, so once you make your 19 chains for your foundation row, we're going to skip the first chain, and in that second chain from your hook we're going to make 1 single crochet, and we are going to make 1 single crochet in each chain all the way down. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet in each chain, and I will meet you when we get to the end of this row. Alright, so once you make it all the way to the end of your row, by putting one single crochet in each stitch, we are going to chain one, turn our work. And in that very first space, chain right there, we're going to make one single crochet. We're going to skip two, so 1, 2, and in that third chain, we're going to make 5 double crochets. We're going to skip the next 2 chains, and in that third one, we're going to make 1 single crochet. And that is your first shell. So we're going to skip the next 2 chains. So 1, 2. And in that third one, you're going to make 5 double crochets. You're going to skip 2, and in that third one, 1 single crochet. That's what it's looking so far. You can see those little shells. Okay. Now we're going to skip the next 2 again, and in that third one, we're going to make 5 double crochets. We're going to skip the next 2, and we'll come to the very last chain of this row, and you will put 1 single crochet right in the top of that chain. Sometimes you might have to wiggle your hook right in there, but make sure you get the V on your hook, and then single crochet. Chain 1 and turn your work, and then that is what your first row should look like. Now to start row number 3, you're going to make 3 double crochets right into that very first chain where you chained 1. So we're going to make 3 double crochets. Now that 3 double crochets right there counts as a half a shell. So now we're going to skip 2 chains, so it's 1, 2, and into that top of that shell from the previous round, you're going to make 1 single crochet. So right there. Single crochet, skip the next 2, and then right down there in that dip right there, you're going to make your 5 double crochets. Skip 2, and in that third one, or the top in the middle chain, middle double crochet, and make 1 single crochet. And we're just going to repeat that pattern all the way to the end of this row. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when I get to this last chain right here. Okay, so I have made it all the way to the end of this row. I did my single crochet at the top of that last shell from the previous row, skip 2, and in that very last chain, we're going to make 3 double crochets, so a half a shell. So I'm going to yarn over, insert your hook, make your first double crochet, make 2 more, and chain 1 and turn. That is what your scarf should be looking like after the end of your third row. And for the remainder of this scarf, you're just going to alternate between rows 2 and 3. So to start, we're going to make 1 single crochet in that first chain right there. So we're going to insert a hook, single crochet, skip 2, and right there in that little valley, right there in that top of that single crochet from the previous row, we're going to make 5 more double crochets. That is all there is to this pattern, alternating between rows 2 and 3. It's very simple, very little counting involved. It's just knowing where the tops of your shells are and where the tops of your single crochets from the previous row are. So go ahead and continue to work your scarf until it is your desired length that you would like it. I will meet back up with you guys in a little bit to show you the color changes that my mandala is doing in a little bit. Alright, so I have made it all the way to the desired length that I would like for this scarf, and the last stitch that I did was a single crochet into that last double crochet from the previous row. And as you can see, when I ended with just the 3 shells by themselves. Now what I'm going to do here next, is I am going to try and make this a line, straight line edge, like we did at the beginning of our scarf, so that when we're done, it can have a nice flat edge. And if you want to add tassels, you can, or if you want to make this into an infinity scarf, it's a lot easier to sew your 2 sides together. So to do that, I am going to chain 1 and then turn, just like this. Sorry. Alright, so in that first space right there where we chained 1 out of, we're going to make 1 double crochet. And then that next one, we're going to do 1 half double. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops, and yarn over, pull through all 3. Then we're going to make 1 single crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch in that top chain. And as you can see, it's kind of making it a flat edge right there. So we're just going to reverse all the way back down, single crochet, half double crochet into the next, and when you get into that single crochet from the last round, you're going to make your 1 double crochet. Oops. There we go. And I'm just going to keep repeating it all the way back across. So half double crochet, single crochet, slip stitch, single crochet in the next, half double, and then double crochet in that last right there. So go ahead and repeat that for the last shell, and I'll catch up when I finish this round. Alright, so you're going to end with your double crochet in that last chain. And then what I like to do is I like to chain 1, turn our work yet again, and then going back across this row, I like to put 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Because if you remember from when we started this, we started with 1 row of single crochets, and I like to end with 1 row of single crochets. So in every stitch, all the way back down, you're going to put 1 single crochet. Now it might get a little tough into that space where you slip stitched into, but just try and make it work. Alright, I am at my last stitch, and as you can see, it may not look like a stitch right here, but if you turn it, you can see that that is that first double crochet that we made from our last row when we were even making the row even across. What we're going to do is we are going to put our last single crochet right into that space. We're going to chain 1, pull up a loop a little. We're going to take our scissors, snip our yarn, and then that is the end of our scarf. So what you can do now is you can take your needle and then just sew in, weave in your ends, so that way it's not hanging out. And you want to do it a couple times until it's nice and secure in there. And don't forget to do the end from your beginning, and I will catch back up when I am done. Alright, so I have finished sewing in my ends of my scarf, and that is how we do this beautiful shell stitch scarf. Now if you wanted to make your scarf into an infinity scarf, all you would do is when you're done, you would put your 2 sides together and you would just sew the 2 together and then hide your ends. Just like I did on my other scarf. As you can see, the 2 ends right there are sewed together. That is what it looks like when it is sewed together. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and to share this video with others. And we will see you all next time.